Right, here we go. Back again. Back again. Alright, and today I wanted to cover the coming vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. Because, like we've said before, it is coming no matter what. And we'll touch on a few bitties that's in the media just now. And this is from Bloomberg one day ago. And it says Oxford's COVID-19 vaccine is the coronavirus front runner. Hip hip hooray. And that is, of course, our good friends at Oxford University and AstraZeneca, right? Wonderful stuff. And this is the dude here, the lady that is the celebrity, if you like, for the vaccine, Sarah Gilbert. This is what they're portraying these people as now, some sort of celebrity. And it says that the University of Oxford candidate, led by Sarah Gilbert, might be through human trials in September. Wow. AstraZeneca has lined up agreements to produce 2 billion doses. Could this be the one? I wonder. And yeah, I think it will be the one for sure. But it most likely won't be the only one. But in terms of the UK, this is the one that we will get. But I won't be fucking getting it, that's for sure. Like I've said before. And this is 2 hours ago, BBC. Coronavirus called to infect volunteers in COVID-19 vaccine hunt. So they want to infect people. Now, I wonder how they're going to manage to do that, right? And it says, in terms of the vaccine, the only way we will know if any of them works is if enough volunteers are subsequently exposed to coronavirus in their daily life and do not get infected, right? So they're going to have to expose people constantly to it. And it then says that could take well into next year, right? Given that many studies are being conducted in countries where infection rates are falling. Oh dear. So if the coronavirus is gone, then how are they going to give the virus to people, or volunteers if you like? And it then says the organisation One Day Sooner, who we will look into again, right? But we'll continue with this. They argue that this should not be left to chance, right? It is made up of more than 30,000 would-be volunteers in 140 countries who say they are prepared to take part in challenge studies, right? So One Day Sooner have got volunteers ready and waiting, right? But then it also does say, has this been done before? I wonder. And it says, yes, challenge studies have a long history. In the late 18th century, Edward Jenner noticed that dairymaids were protected from smallpox after having been exposed to cowpox, which gave only a mild illness, right? He inoculated an 8-year-old boy with cowpox and then later deliberately exposed the child with smallpox. He did not get infected, right? And as always, just about, they are telling us in black and white how you give someone a virus, you inoculate them, right? And of course that is to vaccinate them. You inject it, of course you do. And unless you're really unhealthy or have eaten something really bad or uncooked even, then the majority of time that is how you get ill or get a virus, is by vaccination. Of course, And by saying that, I probably will get this video removed. But hey, at the end of the day, it's the truth. And it's there in black and white. And it's been since the 18th century, right? And also from this article, we learnt that there are now 23 coronavirus vaccines in clinical trials around the world. Happy days, right? How lucky are we? I think we must be the luckiest people ever, right? Because, of course, this is all for our benefit, right? And our safety, of course. And 15 hours ago, ITV News, positive news is coming on Oxford COVID-19 vaccine. Hip hip hooray, just what we've been waiting on, right? And from the Metro, prototype coronavirus vaccine works even better than scientists hoped. Wow, it's a super vaccine. Happy days. Ain't that fascinating, right? And but what's this? From the Financial Times, 8 hours ago, scientists raised questions over lasting immunity from COVID-19 vaccine. Oh dear, right? So what's this then? And it says, study shows recovered patients' antibodies declined within months of infection. So yeah, you can see where this is going. And yeah, I would imagine you'll have to get a vaccine every 6 months. A booster or an update vaccine, of course. And get your passport updated and your chip, of course. And this is from The Guardian 3 hours ago. How quickly will there be a vaccine? And what if people refuse to take it? Surely not. Surely no one would refuse, right? Because it's all for our safety. I mean, it's not like they just put this together in a couple of months. Is it? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, they did. Okay. And yeah, this is 2 experts. And that they gave a Q&A. And the question was, are you afraid that once developed, a lot of Americans will choose not to take the vaccine, right? And quite rightly so, because I won't be taking it, and I would advise people not to either, because it's not been tested enough for a start. No matter what you think about vaccines, it has not been tested enough. And the first dude here, Durbin, he says that's a problem, right? That's why we have measles outbreaks in communities that don't vaccinate. We're going to have to do a much better job to help people understand that you're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting somebody's grandmother. Right. So this is something that they've been beating for the past week or so, where they're basically saying that, yeah, go outside and have fun on the beach, but yeah, you're killing someone's granddad, you're killing someone's grandmother, because you're going outside and you're having fun, and COVID, right? So yeah, that's what they're basically saying now, in the UK anyway, at least. And then the other dude, he says, Rasmussen, he said that, I think it's a he, there are other people who think we're going to get the vaccine and that's going to solve everything, and things will go back to normal the next day, and that's not the case either. Right, so there ain't no going back then. This is what the expert is saying, at least. And he then says, that being said, I will definitely be taking the vaccine as soon as it's available. Right? And yeah, good for you. But I won't be. And yeah, he is obviously not worried about things going back to normal, that's for sure. And by the sounds of it, they won't be. Surprise, surprise. And we touched on this before, possibly in a Friday Fix. And it was in regards to schools being mandatory from September in England. And of course, that is where children will be getting the vaccine. So, what a surprise that is, right? And as you can see from the Telegraph 3 weeks ago, children could get coronavirus vaccine first to protect elderly, right? Scientists say. So it's not for the benefit of the children, it's to protect old people, right? Makes total sense, that, doesn't it? And in terms of children in the UK at school, babies even, just young kids, as you can see, the UK immunisation schedule, 2 months, that's 8 weeks old, a 6-in-1, and at 3 months they get a 6-in-1, and at 4 months they get a 6-in-1, and of course that is 18 in total. What a surprise that is. Don't they just love their 3 6s, and of course the number 18, as we've touched on before. But yeah, that is a seriously shocking, it's horrendous amount of vaccinations to be given a young child. It's scary stuff, because I'm sure most of you do know vaccinations are really, really dangerous stuff for sure. And my youngest son, Billy, he couldn't get his, and he wasn't going to get them anyway. But when he was recovering from cancer, if he had got a vaccination, it probably would have killed him there and then, straight up. And the doctor even told me that to my face when I asked him. This is how dangerous vaccines are, and you're literally dicing with death. That's the way it is. And I touched on vaccines a few times before. Now, I'm far from an expert, and I don't claim to be one. That is for sure. I'm just going by what we get told by the people who claim to be experts, right? And as you can see, I posted this video here 2 months ago, and it was basically a vaccine update, right, as you can see. But we covered this article here from our good friends at Live Science, who are a bit like Science Daily. And of course, if it's got science in its name, then yeah, it must be true, right? You know, it's good stuff. But yeah, we covered this article, and as you can see, the headline is, when will a COVID-19 vaccine be ready? I wonder. Try September. Right, it's coming for sure. But as you can see, it's this that I wanted to cover, point out, and I will link this video in. But it says, one of the things you have to be careful of when you're dealing with a coronavirus is the possibility of enhancement. Right, Fauci said in an interview with the journal JAMA on April 8th, right? Our expert Fauci, of course. It then says, some vaccines cause a dangerous phenomenon known as antibody-dependent enhancement, right, AED, which paradoxically leaves the body more vulnerable to severe illness after inclusion. So after you get the vaccination, your body becomes worse at fighting off infections, right? And you could get AED, which would basically mean that your immune system has been destroyed and it can't fight off anything, right? And I would imagine the more vaccinations you get, the more likely it is that your immune system will be completely destroyed or damaged, right? So yeah, there you go. It's in black and white, right? And that's from an expert, remember, Mr. Fauci, of course, right? Now, we couldn't mention the vaccine without having to mention our hero, Mr. Billy Gates, Jill Gates, right? Yeah, he's here to save the day. Of course he is. What else would he be here for, right? He's a genius, right? Of course he is. And yeah, he's been in the media, like always, every day. And he says, Bill Gates warns this mistake could make the COVID-19 pandemic even what? Even better? Nope, even worse. What a fucking surprise, right? Bill Gates, he's always full of good news, right? Every time it's Bill Gates, you know it's going to be good news for people and humanity because he cares about us that much. And yeah, he's our hero, of course. But what mistake is it? Well, it's everyone not getting vaccinated. That's according to Bill Gates. And he says, if we just let drugs and vaccines go to the highest bidder, instead of the people and the places where they are most needed, we'll have a longer and more unjust, deadlier pandemic. Right. So yeah, as you can see from the know-it-all genius Bill Gates, it sounds like things will get worse. But it's okay, because if we all take the vaccination, then it'll all be better, right? But they can ram the vaccination where the sun don't shine, okay? And yeah, the WHO have been echoing what Bill Gates has said as well, right? Surprise, surprise. But yeah, the WHO haven't just said things could get worse. As you can see, they have said that it may get worse and worse and worse. Warns WHO. Wow. So not worse and worse, but worse and worse and worse, right? I'm surprised it wasn't worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, right? Just to add to that wee bit extra fear. And as you can see, it says, the raging coronavirus pandemic has the potential to get far worse if countries don't take the basic healthcare precautions, right? The head of the World Health Organization has warned. Yeah, sure he has, right? What a surprise that is. And yeah, this vaccine, it's coming no matter what. And like I said before, it might not be mandatory straight away, but they will find a way to make it mandatory, just like they are in schools in England. They will have a system ready to be put in place that will basically force people, adults, into getting vaccinations. Otherwise, you won't be able to live what you would maybe class as a normal life, right? Or how your life was before the pandemic. Okay, so I will leave the vaccine for today. But yeah, also in terms of the vaccine, the expert that was quoted in the Q&A, he said that if people don't take it, that's a problem. So straight away, they're already saying that that's a problem. So yeah, it will be the case of problem, reaction, solution. Of course it will. And yeah, they will have something waiting in the wings. But yeah, I won't be having the vaccine, okay? But yeah, I will be back tomorrow with the Friday Fix. And it is going to be jam-packed with absolute mayhem, right? It is crazy at the moment. But for now, that is about it. Bye-bye.